Hey guys, it's Steven from Frontline Fitness and Support. I tried to make a Facebook post, but this post ended up being a lot longer than I wanted it to be, so I was like, you know what, I haven't made a video in a while, so I'm just going to go ahead and kind of put this stuff out here. This topic I'm going to talk about, though, is kind of a touchy topic. In fact, a lot of us don't like to even think about it, or we try to make ourselves a little stronger than maybe we actually are, because we don't want to show anybody that we're weak or show anybody that we need help. But I want everyone who works in emergency services and their families who's on this page to watch this video and see if any of these warning signs are there, because the whole purpose of me even coming out here, making videos with people I haven't even met before, and kind of throwing my story out there, is simply to share a passion that I have and to help other people in the same profession that I worked for many, many, many years. And from the moment you put the uniform on, regardless of what uniform or badge you wear, you're taught from an early moment, keep your head on a swivel. Always anticipate, always look for the what if situations and how can you react to that. So we work our 8, 10, 12-hour shifts in a state of hypervigilance, and then we come home and we can't figure out why we have no energy. Well, Dr. Gilmartin in his book talks about how when you're in hypervigilance, you're gonna crash. It's a physical symptom that our body has that we have no choice on, okay? What we do have a choice is when we crash, how do we get back up? And that's where I think a lot of officers or people in emergency services are kind of getting stuck, is they work and they do an excellent job. They come to life. In fact, my wife would tell me that you are so different when you're talking with your police friends than when you talk with people who are not in police friends. And that kind of bothered me a little bit. Like, well, why am I living two different lifestyles? If you're a police officer, you probably don't tell everybody what you do for a living. Because if you're like me, when you do, you get the people that tell you about how they got a ticket, how they get out of a ticket, or so-and-so got arrested, and what was it for, and things like that. So there were times that I just kept my profession a secret. That's not necessarily healthy, though. So we're taught this, we know we're going to crash, but when we go home, what do we do to get the rebound? That is, I think, where the key is going to be at. Do we apply the same thought process and aspects in our lives as we do out on the road? Yeah, we keep our head on a swivel because we're looking for those threats and we're looking for those dangers, but what about the danger signs at home of not spending enough time with your kids, not spending enough time with your spouse, not spending enough time with your family and your friends who are outside your profession? If you do not have friends outside your profession, you probably should find a few just to kind of keep you somewhat up to date on society. I know that all I had were law enforcement friends. That's all we talked about. So I lived, breathed, and did my job 7 days a week. And again, that's just not healthy. And I'll explain why in a little bit. When we get home and we're going through this crash, how many times we let hours go by, days, or even years before we realize we have sat in what Gilmartin calls a magic chair. He defines a magic chair as physically exhausted officers crashing upon returning home and withdraw themselves into the exclusion of family, loved ones, and friends. The exclusion. You don't want to be around them. Now, when I held my kids for the first time, holy cow, that was the greatest feeling in the world. But I can tell you, after working in this profession for over 15 years and doing 12 years as canine, there were a lot of times that I just didn't have the energy to be there for my kids. I didn't sleep well, or I wasn't taking care of myself. I was supplementing with caffeine, whether it be soda or coffee, working graveyard for 14 years, hitting the 7-Eleven, just getting sugary things to go by. And not only was I in a magic chair physically, because that's a physical response, I was fueling that response with just crap. I mean, it wasn't doing anything for me. It wasn't helping me come out of that. So I sat in my magic chair, missing out on relationships with my kids, my wife, my friends, the hobbies that I enjoyed. I really didn't do as much. But then I was introduced to the amazing power of motivation and online support. Another fellow officer who reached out, kind of like I'm doing now. I didn't know this guy, but I knew he was an officer, so I wanted to kind of listen up. Reached out and he told me, hey, I was just like you. And then I found this. What's a typical person in law enforcement do? I'm a skeptic. Let me see what this is about. I don't know and everything. Well, we started talking. And I can tell you that had I not taken that first step to ask questions or find out more, I would still be stuck in that magic chair. But because I did, because I took action, I have been able to not only re-energize my life, I have more energy, more excitement, different perspectives on what's important. I'm here for my kids all the time. I'm a better husband for my wife. I was introduced to this power of online motivation and support, and then discovered the correlation of physical exercise and mental health. Guys, our job is mentally and physically demanding, whatever you do. So you train for the job, but are you training for home? If not, that's a huge piece of your life that you're letting go. Are you training for it? Let me share with you guys how to overcome those struggles to where you are a better person, not only for the profession you chose, but also at home. If you're in your magic chair and you're listening or watching this video, or you know someone who is like this, don't let them stay there. That magic chair is greedy. And if we stay in there, we're going to build walls up. When we build the walls up, that's when depression and anxiety and other physical symptoms come in. And you guys already know what's going to happen if you stay down that road. But I want to share with you my story, my victory. And all I want you guys to do is just simply comment below one word, yes, and I will get back to you and we can talk offline and I can kind of show you and share with you what I found worked for me and has worked for hundreds of other people in Frontline Fitness and Support. If this video would help someone that you know, please forward it to them because I do want to help them. My passion out here is to help other people who are helping people out there. Our first responder community, we do a great job getting ourselves prepared for work, but I think that we lack when we come home, and that's the part that needs to be really built up. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Again, if you would like for me to reach out to you and you're kind of interested in what I found with this online support thing and the correlation of physical fitness and mental health, please comment below. I would love to share that with you. So as always, my motto has always been train hard. You want to train hard, fight well, come home. All of you, come home, mentally and physically. Have a great one out there. We'll talk to you guys soon.